In the kingdom of the Anziques are several copper mines, and a great quantity both of red and grey sandalwood. The red is called Tavila, and the grey, which is most valuable, Chikongo. A powder is made from it, which emits a delicious perfume. Medicines also are prepared from it, the natives mixing the powder with palm oil and anointing their entire body to preserve themselves in health. They put it on their pulse and use it as a remedy for French malady. French malady is syphilis, called in that tongue chitangas. The Portuguese, however, dissolve it in vinegar for their own use. Some assert that this grey sandalwood is the very Lignum aquile which grows in India, and Duarte Lopez affirms that the Portuguese proved it to be so by putting it on burning coals and inhaling the fumes when suffering pain in the head. As you can see in that paragraph, medicine mattered to the people of the kingdoms of Angola and Congo, and they went out of their way to make sure that they protected themselves from diseases before they could even enter their body. And these people cared about preserving themselves like anybody else in the world, which is why it's a big shock that these herbalists have been undermined in history and been seen and has been portrayed. They've been portrayed in this way of they were just some superstitious, crazy people with smelly medicine that could kill a man in 5 seconds. Instead, these were deep thinkers who were taking plants and then not only just giving you the raw plant, but putting them, usually the theme in Western Africa, from the northern West Africa all the way down to the bottom, usually the theme is palm oil. They use that as a way of separating the good stuff from the bad stuff, and you see this a lot of them utilizing it. And of course, skincare was very important in Africa because there's a lot of creatures that if they bite you, it's game over. And so that was another form of medicine that they used. This is why it's written down, not to mention against sexually transmitted diseases and all kinds of other things. Disease is the one thing that you have to worry about more than other humans because disease does not take a break and it comes for you. At that time, it's easy to think that people didn't know what these diseases were, but you will see, I can't mention the medicine here, but certain medicines that were bacterial, people back then knew that they had to do with this bacterial thing and they had to get rid of it in a specific way. And in the same way, it wasn't just people sitting around saying, "Thar be possessed by demons." It's not how it works. There's some things that are also sideways from medicine that were tried and utilized in Africa. The smoke bath, which is a bath that you take via using smoke around your body, usually this is used by the Himba because once you've applied all this fat on your body, and some people in the past would have used palm oil to stop major insects and certain things from entering your body, you can't just wash it off. And so you take a smoke bath. This smoke bath, as some of them would say, removes pain, but also it can remove other things that would lie on top of your body. And it also can help with odors. It can get rid of odors because you're burning smoke into your body with flowers on top of it to create certain perfumes. And of course, some of these would, like we just read, some of these would make great perfume. Perfumes, by the way, that would sell all over the world from this kingdom in Congo. Again, we do not need to talk about any of the Unena plants or any of the Hoodias or any of these other plants which are utilized right now in all kinds of places in the world for medicine, but instead we can focus our energy on the fact that some Africans are responsible for the inoculation of millions or even hundreds of thousands of people in America in the 1800s, probably leading to life of so many people. And imagine what a problem it was back then when people were just dropping dead like it's nobody's business. Clearly, the Portuguese, writing so many books about these places, thought there was a lot to learn. And to this day, we're uncovering many, many secrets in which it has been covered up by very sad people who thought that the history of Africa should be portrayed in such a negative light. How terrible. Modern medicine. It can help a lot of people, and it has for a long, long time. But if it does not acknowledge how traditional people helped make it what it is today, it's doing a disservice to the people, because a lot of people still consider some of these things to be white inventions, especially people who like arguing with black people over the contributions that black people had on certain products. One example again is inoculation. The other one is these medicines like Unana, which helped with inflammation. The one that I just read right now, and then Hoodia. Hoodia is one of those that had a recent problem, recent meaning in our time, because they were trying to screw some traditional herbalists. In a case of biopiracy, bioprospectors from South Africa's Council for Scientific and Industrial Research, CSIR, realized that the plant was marketable and patented its use as an appetite suppressant without recognizing the Sands' traditional claims to the knowledge of the plant and its uses. The patent was later sold to Unilever, which marketed Hoodia products as diet supplements. In 2003, the South African Sand Council entered into a benefit sharing agreement with CSIR in which they would receive from 6 to 8% of the revenue from the sale of Ho Gordoni products, money which would be deposited in a trust for all Sand peoples across Southern Africa. Still daylight robbery because they should get 100% of the money. But this is how it happened. It was happening in 2003 and it was happening throughout the ages. They just take what natives have built after saying, yo, you guys have nothing to offer. Your civilization, it's just a bunch of witch doctors. Then when they find things that work, they go, oh, yeah, that works. We're taking it and we're giving you not a cent, or you can get 5% or whatever. Modern medicine. Now compare that to the motivations of herbalists in the past, where they were just in the community somewhere, working for the community, and not always doing things for money. In these communities that we live in today, remember, medicine is not something that we get recommended for spiritual purposes or upliftment of the human being. Instead, it's something to be sold, and only people with the money to afford it should get it. Medicine is not just about healing people, but medicine is about people in general. And if people in general can't get their hands on medicine, then what the hell is the point?